Yo, what is up guys, this is Vox here, welcome into another one of my videos, and I am very excited to make this video. Today I am going to be ranking all of Eminem's albums. So I will be putting them into 4 different tiers, and those tiers are classic, amazing, good, mediocre, and trash. If you're watching this, make sure to drop a like. Let's try to get this video up to 20 likes. That would mean a lot to me, and leave a comment down below if you want to see any more certain videos from me. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get right into it. Also, I want to note that none of Eminem's albums with D12 will be included, or any compilation albums that Eminem is a part of, just his like main studio albums. Alright guys, so we're gonna start off with Infinite. So Infinite's his first project. This is Eminem's first album. He didn't really have like Dre at the time, so the beats weren't the best, you know, and he didn't really like find like, you know, his style really yet. It's not that this album's like trash or anything, it's just, I don't know, it's just pretty average, you know. Like, I just feel like any other rapper could make an album like this, and it's not what got him famous, so I think I'm gonna have to put this in the mediocre section. It's not trash. I actually do really like the song Infinite on it. I actually listened to it. I think it's a good song. I just think the album just sounds low quality, the beats aren't that good, so not much else really to say on that. It's just gonna go in the mediocre. Alright, so next up we have this Slim Shady LP. Now this album is like the first Eminem album I actually like got into and listened to, and it is a great album. I think I liked this album a lot more when I was like a little bit less mature. I know a lot of that can be said for some other Eminem albums, but I just feel like this one he was like really like into the Slim Shady character like a lot. And I just feel like it hasn't aged that well. Like, it's obviously still an amazing album. I still listen to it. I just feel like it would be a lot for like another listener. So for that reason, it would be a classic to me, but I just feel like it hasn't aged that well, so it's gonna go ahead and it's gonna go in the amazing tier. Still an amazing album, don't get me wrong, I love it. Songs like Role Model and As the World Turns and like Rock Bottom, just really good songs. It's just like every single song is good on it. Alright, next up is probably like one of my favorite Eminem albums for sure of all time, and like this album is what really got him going. Like, this one was so successful. The Marshall Mathers LP. This thing, just from start to finish, is a classic. Like, it's a no-brainer classic. Well produced, the delivery is insane on it, the lyrics are insane. It's got a classic song in Stan on it. It's got great songs like Who Knew, Criminal. I can name them all, but my personal favorite track would have to be The Way I Am. It's just got an amazing beat, and just the way he delivers on that song, you can just hear the anger and like emotion in his voice. It's just a great song. It's so well produced too. Like, oh my god, Dr. Dre is just amazing. So this is no-brainer, gonna go in the classic tier here. Alright, so next up we have personally my favorite Eminem album. This one I listened to the most. I find like I listened to the whole album like so much. I remember listening to every single song. I just feel like this Eminem album had like the most impact on me, like out of all of them. And don't get me wrong, they all have, but the Eminem Show is just personally my favorite Eminem album. It wasn't as successful as Marshall Mathers LP, but it's still Eminem at his best for sure. Amazing songs like Say Goodbye Hollywood, Clean Up My Closet, Soldier, the classic Till I Collapse, and Square Dance. And personally, my favorite song on the album, Sing for the Moment. Just has a really good Aerosmith sample and just really meaningful lyrics. And like, that is a song that means a lot to me. Like, I remember listening to Sing for the Moment just over and over again. Whenever I had a bad day, that song would help me, and it's just definitely my favorite album. For me, it's a classic, so it's gonna go in the classic tier here. Alright, here we go. Right now we are on Encore. So everyone knows this album is pretty trash. Can't blame Eminem, he was all messed up on drugs, but there is a few songs that stop this album from going in the trash tier here. So what stops this from going down to the trash tier, you ask? There's some songs that actually saved it from going down there. With songs like Toy Soldiers, Mockingbird, Never Enough, and even Yellow Brick Road's decent. I find it really hard to put it in the trash tier. Also, there's some really good bonus tracks on it, like Ricky Tikki Talk, and also my personal favorite, maybe my favorite on the album. Definitely not my favorite on the album, but it's a really good song called We As Americans. Just has a really cool beat. I just like the way he delivers on it. It's a good song, and those songs are what stop it from going down to the trash tier. But this album, for the most part, is absolutely horrible. Like, there's terrible songs like My First Single, Ass Like That, Mosh. I wasn't a big fan of that song. Evil Deeds and Just Lose It. And thing about Rain Man and Big Weenie is those songs are garbage, but I feel like the beats are like really good on those songs. I just feel like they're wasted. But other than the beats, those songs are garbage too. So yeah, Encore, there's some really good songs on it, don't get me wrong, but for the most part, it's a garbage album. Sorry. What am I saying sorry for? Everyone knows Encore's trash. Alright, so we're coming up on Relapse. Now, Relapse, I feel like lyrically is a really, really good album. Like, he has some really good lines in the whole album, especially the song Underground. I love that song. That is like an insane Eminem song. I also love the songs Beautiful and Deja Vu. I think those songs are really good. Now, I like the serial killer theme on the album, and most of the beats are really good too, but just the accent, just the heavy accent on it, it makes it hard to listen to for me. It just made me not like the album very much. I'm not saying it's trash, but there's some really good songs on the second part of the album, Relapse Refill 2, like Careful What You Wish For, Drop the Bomb on Him, and Buffalo Bill, just to name a few. But yeah, I didn't like it because of the accent, but I just feel like the lyrical content in it, I just can't put it in mediocre, because I just feel like it's not mediocre because of like the lyrical content in it. I feel like it's more fitting for the good one, because lyrically I think this is some good work from Eminem for sure. Next up, we have Recovery. I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this opinion on Recovery. I know a lot of people don't like it and think it's too poppy, but I loved Recovery. I remember like actually going to like a store and getting like the actual CD of Recovery. I remember just listening to it for the first time and just hearing Cold Wind Blows, and like I actually love that song. I like how he dropped the whole accent thing on this album, and I just feel there's just a lot of energy on this. Like, you can tell he put a lot into this album. I love just the energy it brings on every track. I love some of the lines too. Like, lyrically, this album's really, really good. To be honest with you, I probably could go without the Rihanna and the Pink features, but I mean, still on those tracks, he brings that same energy. And Not Afraid, it's overrated and overplayed, but it's a good motivational song. I just feel like this whole album is just really, really motivational and good for like people going through stuff. Now, this is just my opinion. Like, if you disagree with me, like, I understand. To me, I feel like this album goes in the amazing for me. It's just, that's what I feel like to me. I love this. I used to listen to this whole album a lot too, and I love the whole thing. I totally get it if you don't agree with me and don't like it. I just feel like Recovery is a really good album. I love the songs Cinderella Man, Almost Famous, On Fire, 25 to Life, No Love featuring Lil Wayne. M went off in that song, like, come on now. Also love the song Going Through Changes and You're Never Over. And like, you have to remember, M went through a lot. He went through drug addiction, he overdosed, he lost his best friend Proof. I think this is just a perfect album. Like, I feel like he put everything into this album. Alright, next up we got the Marshmallows LP2. I remember like getting this album, like the actual CD when it first came out, and just being so hyped to listen to it. I'm not gonna lie, when I first listened to this album, I did not think it deserved to be called Marshmallows LP2, but like now that I look back at it, I honestly can feel like some of that magic in there. Like, I feel like it kind of like recreates it pretty well. It's obviously nowhere near the first one, but like I still think it does a pretty decent job. I mean, Bad Guy, that song's a masterpiece. That's my favorite song on the album. Also, really, really good songs like Evil Twin, Headlights, Legacy, and definitely one of my favorite newer Eminem songs called Groundhog Day, which is a bonus track, but that song, if you haven't listened to it, you gotta. It's great. So yeah, definitely not one of Eminem's best albums, but I still think this is a really good album. Personally, I don't think this is better than Recovery. I still think this is a good album, so it's gonna go in the good tier here. Oh boy. So next is Revival. So honestly, I really, 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 really tried to like this album. Like, I listened to it, I can't like it. Flows just sound so weird. I don't like the beats. I don't like the features on it. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I know I hear some people say it's really not that bad, but to me, it's trash. Like, there's one song I didn't mind on it, which was called Framed, but I'm sorry. Like, you know, if you disagree with me, like, I totally get it. Like, it might be a good album to you. For me, I can't listen to it. Like, I tried, I can't. The flows just sound so weird. It just sounds like such a weird album, and I was really disappointed. And don't get me wrong, I love Eminem, my favorite rapper, but I'm just being honest, this album was trash to me. Alright, so next up we have Kamikaze. Now, when this album first came out, I was not expecting an album from Eminem at all. I was surprised. I remember first listening to this album and just getting so hyped because M really went off. He went at like all the rappers. You can tell he was pissed off and just went in the studio and just vented. And I have to say, it's a million times better than Revival. And I have to say, I'm kind of glad we got Revival, because I feel like if we never got Revival, we never would have got Kamikaze. Yeah, this album's fire. Like, just insane lyrically, and the beats are actually good. My favorite track on this album is definitely The Ringer. Yeah, it's a really good album. It's not one of my favorites, so I'm gonna have to put it in good. It's still a really good album. It's just like not one of my favorites. I think it's good. It's a really good album. It's just like not in like the top of my favorite Eminem albums. Alright, next up we have Eminem's newest album, and I was so hyped when this album dropped. I was hyped. I remember listening to the intro track, which I love, by the way, and it just got me so hyped up. But yeah, this album, wow, I have to say, it's his best album in a while. Like, I have to say, I think it's better than Kamikaze. I love Kamikaze. I feel like this is just better. Like, he's just stepping in the right direction, like every album, it seems, from Revival. In this album, you can just hear how Eminem is still on top when it comes to being lyrical. The production's good. Like, I like the beats on it too. Also, the song Darkness is just a masterpiece. Like, he tells 2 stories on it. I love the sample in it. Just a masterpiece. Like, the fact he can still do that, it's impressive. I love the song Godzilla. I love the Juice WRLD feature, rest in peace Juice. The intro track, I love it. It got me so hyped. I remember it literally gave me like goosebumps just listening to it. It was just insane. Also love the song No Regrets, and I like most of the songs on the album. There's a few I don't really like. Like, I have to say the one with Ed Sheeran I'm not really a fan of, just because I don't think Eminem should be making, you know, songs like that. It doesn't fit him. It just doesn't really suit him well, I feel like. He's obviously like a different artist now, but like I can't see like someone like Eminem just, you know, being down with making that kind of music. I just feel like he just wants it to, you know, go mainstream a bit with that. But obviously he doesn't really need to do that to go mainstream, because it's Eminem. Anything he drops will blow up. So yeah, like, I haven't listened to this album that much. I'm still listening to it more and more, so like, you know, my opinion probably isn't that good on it, because like a lot of these albums I've listened to many of times. Okay, so you guys, I'm gonna have to put this in the good tier, and you guys are probably wondering like, why is this, you know, is it, you said you didn't like Relapse, and these 3 albums are in the good there with Relapse. I think all 4 of these albums are good albums. I just feel like these 4 just I've listened to so much, and just like they've meant so much to me. They've helped me through a lot. Like, all these albums here, like, oh my god, they just some of my favorite albums ever. Yeah, so in classic we got Marshall Mathers LP and Eminem Show. In amazing, we got Slim Shady LP and Recovery. In good, we got Relapse, Marshall Mathers LP 2, Kamikaze, and Music to be Murdered by. In mediocre, we have Infinite and Encore, and in trash, we have Revival. Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more content like this. Also, leave a comment down below and tell me how you would rank Eminem's albums, and also let me know if you disagree with me on something. But yeah guys, I really wanted to make this video. I'm glad I did. Eminem is my favorite rapper of all time for sure. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to drop a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good day. Peace out.